Welcome, everyone, to this brand new edition of 5 Round MMA. My name is Alex Ramirez, alongside my co-host, Albert Zita. Thank you all for tuning in, whether you're listening to us in your earbuds via audio format, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podomatic, wherever you get your audio podcasts, we're available. Or if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you very much.
Hopefully the video works this time. I want to apologize for last week. My iCloud just went bonkers on me, and we lost footage. And so I know how much you guys were looking at us, and you weren't able to look at us. So
that's all right.
My apologies.
Yeah, now we give them just more for this week. Well, again, I got a lot. Thank you for tuning in this week. I got a lot to talk about on this week's show. UFC 265 is in the books. We have a new interim heavyweight champion. Not the person I picked to win. The person I picked. Yeah, I actually gone against Ciryl Gane twice already, and he's proved me wrong 2 times in a row. So maybe I'm missing something. We'll dissect.
But guess what? I'm still not going to go with him against Francis.
So we'll dissect that. We'll take a look at the heavyweight landscape in the UFC now. That's kind of the picture is clearer now with the Ciryl Gane's interim championship win. Sorry. We'll also look at a surprising former UFC title contender signing up for bare knuckle, and what does this mean? What does it mean now for the future of MMA fighters? Is there another opportunity for them to kind of make some money post MMA, post UFC career? And we'll spend the championship rounds talking about NXT, the mass releases, and the rumors going on that Vince McMahon is no longer in love with it, or doesn't even see the point of NXT anymore, and now they're going to go through a whole revamping process or retooling, restructuring, rebranding of NXT, what it means for the future of wrestling in general, because NXT has been a big part of professional wrestling for the past few years now. So we got a lot to talk about, a lot to dissect, talk about, debate. But before we do that, we'll give a shout out to our sponsors. This week's show is brought to you by Foxhound Fuel. Train hard, stay sharp with one of 3 ready workout, hydrate, and recover workout. That's a pre-workout, a during workout, and a post-workout formulas to keep you active, healthy, and get the most out of your workouts, get you ready for the pump, makes you stay hydrated and recover for the next workout. Albert, how are you doing in your Foxhound Fuel?
Doing good. My only struggle now is my diet. Foxhound Fuel can't fix that. That's on me.
That's on you, bro.
That's on me, bro. So starting this week, I have planned out a more stricter diet.
Stricter diet,
because that's the only thing that's killing me now. I'm doing good on my workouts. I'm just not. What's the model that people say you can't outwork a bad diet?
That's true.
So yeah, so I just got to work on my diet. So hopefully I start eating better, so I can then optimize my Foxhound Fuel.
But as far as post workout,
dude,
it's feeling good.
It's the only way I work out.
Got you, man.
I even did my own little independent study. And for 2 days, I didn't take the Foxhound on purpose, dude. I didn't even want. I took the pre-workout, and even then, I was like, bro, I'm not even trying to do anything right now. And I was like, you know what? I can't skip out on the Foxhound Fuel, dog. I need it.
It's so good, man. Everybody go to foxhoundfuel.com. Enter promo code 5MMA for 25% off your order. That's foxhoundfuel.com, 5MMA for 25% off your order. And this week's show is also brought to you by Wildbar. Eat instinctively with their nutrient-dense food bars, natural, paleo, vegan-friendly, no refined sugars, non-GMO, gluten-free, natural ingredients. Tastes great. Cherry, pineapple, Albert's devoured the whole box.
Look at that, bro. Look at
Blueberry.
This. We got a brand new box. Was it last week? Dude,
last week.
I'm at the order pretty soon, dude. They're good.
When you do order, for you and everybody else, use promo code 5round MMA15. That's FIVE round MMA15 for 15% off your order. Wildbar.co. Healthy natural ingredients, man. Wildbar, Foxhound Fuel. Thank you both so much for letting us be part of the show, be part of your program, your family, and believing in the show and put your name to it. We do appreciate it. So again, foxhoundfuel.com and wildbar.co. Albert Cito, are you ready for UFC 265 recap and reaction? Let's get this timer started here. Round number 1 took place in Houston, Texas, the Toyota Center. Main event was Ciryl Gane versus Derrick Lewis for the interim UFC Heavyweight Championship.
I got it loading back here.
Thoughts and reactions to this card as a whole? Star power, not too heavy.
You know what? Usually when it's like this, you have some bangers and you're like, dude, I knew it. Almost like every single time you're like, the name recognition's in there. I don't know about this event. Then you get some freaking bangers in the card and you're like, dude, it's one of the best cards ever. For once, it didn't happen.
Even from top to bottom.
I honestly think there was good finishes. There was good fights, but there was nothing to me that I was like trying to get on Twitter and just read the comments and the reactions and go on social media and just see all the posts.
Other than the Bobby Green fight, which is a featured prelim, right?
Yeah, but you need usually. But see, that was a good fight. But usually you have like 3 or 4 just great, awesome finish or whatever when the name recognition is there. I think this was one of the first lackluster ones of this year. And they've been killing it all year.
Yeah.
I can't think of the last like lackluster event they had, but I might have to give this one, if we're doing the 5-star rating, it's a 2.5, bro.
Yeah, I'm about 2.5 or a 3, maybe for me, just because the finish at the end made it possible. But
even that finish wasn't spectacular either, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like
it
wasn't a vicious knockout. It was late in round 3,
yeah.
So
it wasn't the most exciting heavyweight matchup ever.
Yeah.
But going top to bottom, I mean, Ciryl Gane is the interim champion. Dana White is in love with this guy now. It's his favorite boy.
See, like the way everyone was talking about him, again, you expected some kind of vicious knockout.
Yeah.
Right? Like I expected Derrick Lewis ice cold out. But like, I don't know. It feels weird to me that they're hyping him so much. It wasn't like Derrick Lewis wasn't in the fight, right? He had a couple moments.
It's just like we all know Derrick Lewis style. If you go past the second round, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
he's in trouble because, he knocks people out. And obviously not the best in shape guy ever, but
so I found it weird. Well, all of a sudden everyone's getting on the hype train.
Dana White is getting a hype train, and then people who believe what Dana White says. But obviously, he just said it post fight that he credited Vince McMahon. You can't script this any better. Now they have,
but you can,
especially if you just randomly put interim titles in fights that there's no need for an interim championship at all. Turns out they got a TV deal in France. They have the French champion now, so. Yeah, I still like Francis Ngannou against Ciryl Gane. Derrick Lewis, as long as he maintains his social media status.
I think he's still top 5.
Top 5.
Easily.
Still entertaining, funny. Sucks that he didn't get it done in his home crowd. But
that would have been cool.
So now we have Ciryl Gane, who is interim champion. Paper champion. I mean, Francis Ngannou was sitting. I think I saw him on. He did
you saw the
Instagram live. He was just kind of chilling,
smoking a cigar, chilling.
I'm fine watching the fight, waiting for this to happen. So again, there's no need for this interim title belt, but UFC put it on just because they needed something to, they needed to put something on Ciryl Gane to I guess after the fight.
Yeah.
So co-main event, Jose Aldo. Still looking decent. I mean, people wrote him off after the McGregor fights and a couple losses in a row.
And I'll say this.
At bantamweight, he's still relevant.
After that Conor McGregor fight.
Jose Aldo, sorry. Yeah.
After that Conor McGregor fight, Jose Aldo is the one looking better. Just saying.
That's a good point, yeah.
Just saying. I mean, he still looks like he has a lot in the tank, and it looks like he still has one more run in him.
And he's still beating top contenders.
And he's beating top contenders, so he's in the mix. He's in the mix.
Yeah, I think. If T.J. Dillashaw gets healthy again, or what, I think it's a pretty good matchup. Or even Dominic Cruz, because Dominic Cruz was kind of critiquing Jose Aldo during the fight.
Which
they're both bad bantamweight.
Dude, that's a big matchup right there.
Michael Chiesa loses.
I was actually out of every fight, this was mine to watch.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Vicente Leque. Mm-hmm. So I thought this was a good step up for him. I thought this win over Michael Chiesa, who's a no name, is the way you get it started, especially in the welterweight division where it seems to be thinning out now. Mm-hmm. You need new guys to rise up. So to me, this was a critical match, and now I think we have a guy that can crack the top 5 and kind of mix up the monogamy of the welterweight division.
Yeah, I think so too. And this kind of proved that Michael Chiesa is on that level where he's probably not going to get a title shot anytime more. This was like his one. After this one, boom, skyrocket. Yeah. Now it's like, okay, you're probably in that level where you're going to be that.
In the tough party, he looked really big, so I don't know if he can do lightweight again. So unless he can find himself in the welterweight picture. Yeah, his best case scenario is Vicente going all the way to the top. And then,
and then and he does get he does UFC commentary, so or post-fight interviews and stuff like that, and he was in the commercial with Justin Gaethje. So I mean, not too bad from Michael Chiesa. Tecia Torres beats Angela Hill.
Yeah, that's what I expected. The one I wanted to get to real quick is the split decision. The Casey Kenny versus Hong. This was a pick'em fight, I thought, from the beginning. I'm just confused. How is it split?
I don't know.
I had Kenny winning that fight, but whatever.
Yeah, but again, as far as needle movers and moving that story forward, the only real one is Jose Aldo and then Ciryl Gane. But we know that's coming up next. We're going to talk about that in round 2 and the future of the heavyweight landscape coming up next.
5-round MMA.
Welcome back. Time for round number 2. So now we have a new interim champion, even though the heavyweight champion in the UFC is perfectly fine. So that's going to happen. Dana White did say leading up to the fight that John Jones, when he wants a title fight, it's his. He'll probably fight the winner of now Ciryl Gane versus Derrick Lewis, to which John Jones just tweeted out new champ and new 2022. So John Jones is saying, I ain't going to fight until 2022. There's also the very
I'm over it, bro. I'm so over just John Jones.
Also, we do have a former champion in Stipe Miocic who was a pretty good champion for a long time, and nobody's talking about this dude.
My dude just keeps getting freaking pushed
who is
to the
currently
side.
ranked the number 1 contender. So, we got Stipe at 1, Derrick Lewis at 2, Ciryl Gane at 3, Curtis Blades.
Alexander Volkov.
Yeah, I'm trying. It gets a little thin after Curtis Blades.
It gets really thin.
I always thought Volkov was going to be the one, but he's lost to Derrick Lewis and to Ciryl Gane now. Your boy Greg Hardy's not even in here anymore. He's gone.
The way it should be.
Marcin Tybura is the only one I can think in the UFC heavy division. It's pretty thin.
Yeah, it's thin. It's thinning out over here real quick. And you know what? It's the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
This is how it goes, man.
Is it thin enough for DC to come out of retirement, maybe?
Honestly, I think
Buster Randy Couture and say, I could beat that guy while he's doing commentary.
DC can legit beat Gagne easily, I think. Easily. Francis is another story. Just because that brute power, bro, you just can't. There is no way you can avoid that. I just hope we get some new heavyweights. Honestly, Stipe needs to get his cut in there. I don't know if he has to face someone like Derrick Lewis or an up-and-comer like Alexander. But do you want to bury Alexander if he loses?
Yeah, that's it for Alexander.
So
Rosenstruck's okay, but it's like these guys are all beating up on each other, and it's like
it's just like it used to be. So it's the heavyweight division is tough right now. The best case scenario, you just have Francis just devour everybody again.
Yeah, and then you're just hoping somebody comes back and I'm trying to even think of outside the UFC what like heavyweight they could sign and to possibly. Because remember when Strikeforce got absolved?
Yeah.
And also you got Bigfoot, you had the possibility of Fedor, you had Daniel Cormier coming in. You
even got Josh Barnett,
Alistair Overeem.
Yeah.
They had a deep heavyweight division strike. And then when the UFC bought it, finally. I can't even think of anybody in the Bellator.
Because you got, in Bellator, you pretty much got Ryan Bader, you got Czech Congo.
Yeah. They're bringing back Fedor, and he's fighting Anthony Joshua. Yeah. So it's like,
yeah, it's tough. Heavyweight division's tough. If you can be
one has Brandon Vera as their champion.
See, there you go.
So it's like
it's tough. It's tough.
Where are all the heavyweights at?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know what? I think it really is hard to be big and in shape in this world now.
But it's not even like that. I mean, there's no more. USADA is like.
That's true. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea what's up with it. We got to make at least 3 back-to-back UFC Ultimate Fighter heavyweights.
Even that, though, they always do that, and they always go back to...
They go to light heavyweight. Or in some cases, middleweight.
Yeah. I heard this thing one time where it said when you're walking around being the biggest guy in your neighborhood, nobody messes with you, right?
Yeah.
But then when you're big and you go to a gym, you're just one of the other guys, and you get beat up pretty fast. So that's what kind of maybe discourages those big heavyweights from getting in the fighting, because like, oh, wait a minute, I don't like to. I'm not used to being punked. I'm the one doing the punking.
Yeah.
And then when you enter mixed martial arts, you're gonna find somebody just as big as you who's probably gonna punk you, and then there you go. So that's kind of one thing where it may be the case for bigger guys who don't want to do this and like maybe they'll go into wrestling or football or what?
The cool thing is, I don't know if you've been watching the Olympics. One of the heavyweight champions that just won the gold medal, dude, that guy is built like a truck. So I hope that guy goes to MMA because I feel like he's gonna just kill it. And he has a wonderful story. One with just seconds left.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So I mean, maybe you're gonna have to pull a WWE and just scour the earth, and then you build up this heavyweight division.
So pretty much we have 3 matchups, right? We have 2 matchups. We have Derrick Lewis. Ciryl Gane and Francis Ngannou.
Yep.
And then the winner gets John Jones. So I'm thinking that could get you to the earlier part of 2022. After that, it's just whoever.
But who do you give Steve? What about you? Can't just leave Steve on the shelf.
Curtis Blades. I don't know. Nobody's talking about him.
Or you just go straight up, bro, and give it to Mr. Shoe Drinker himself,
Tabora. If he keeps winning, I like it.
It's tough.
I don't know. Heavyweight division is just
tough. It's tough. I don't want to. It's because I don't want to bury anybody, but at the same time, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it moving.
It's not looking too sexy.
No, it's not.
Not sexy at all. We need Brock Lesnar to come back.
Damn.
Somebody
but I don't think Brock can beat Francis.
Where's Cain Velasquez, man?
Ooh.
Where's those heavyweights with the names?
Yeah.
They cut JDS. They cut Alistair Overeem.
Even Overeem be looking good right now.
Yeah, I know. Just the name alone, right? All right, well, that's it for round number 2. We're going to come back, switch gears, and talk about some bare knuckle boxing and another big-time name that was signed. What surprised me, and could this lead to a different trend now for top-tier MMA talent going to bare knuckle? Coming next.
5-round MMA.
Welcome back. Time for round number 3. So it was announced last week that former UFC title contender and top featherweight champion top featherweight contender for a long time, Chad Mendes, has signed with Bare Knuckle Championship and will be making his debut pretty soon. So yeah, knuckle up, #knuckle up, Chad Mendes. And we don't usually talk about bare knuckle on here because it's not really MMA, but it's kind of a weird niche thing. This really got my attention because off the top of my head, this is the first name I can remember that was a legit title contender. Legit one of the top fighters in the division for a very long time to sign with bare knuckle. Granted, in bare knuckle right now, I don't know the roster off the top of my head. There are a lot of former MMA fighters, but none of them at the caliber of Chad Mendes.
No,
that guy from Ultimate Fighter, the Julian, let me bang,
bro.
Nowhere near a title shot ever. Probably not even
Chris Lieben, who I think he's already retired.
He fought a couple times, but he was just more because he was more reputation than anything else. Paige Van Sant, nowhere near championship contender or being one of the top fighters in her division. Ray Solachevich, I don't think she even had a winning record in UFC. Chad Mendes fought for the title.
Yeah.
He fought Jose Aldo.
And he fought
Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
One of the top guys. What the heck is this? I mean, could this be the future? Like, could top guys, will this make it more legitimate now? More that former top contenders are going to go to bare knuckle? Is this even an option now will we see more former title contenders?
I honestly think this is going to put a lot more eyes on bare knuckle boxing. And I do think we're going to see a slight trend where we're going to see former UFC contenders come over to bare knuckle because it's just something to do. And I don't want to say less training, but you don't have to do all the elements of MMA.
Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai.
And it might be a little bit easier.
No leg kicks to check.
To go to the training room. But the only thing that concerns me about this is still not smart because Chad Mendes was never known as a stand-up fighter. I mean, he's a wrestler. The whole build up to the Conor McGregor fight was he's going to fight a legit wrestler now. On his way out, Frankie Edgar barely touched him on the nose and he fell.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor beat him standing up. So he is not known for his exciting stand-up.
He's been knocked out.
And all he can do is stand up in bare knuckle boxing. Same thing like Paige Van Zandt. That's why I found it weird that when Paige, I get that they gave the bigger money offer, but it didn't play into their strengths. Paige Van Zandt was never known for her striking. She came from Team Alpha Male. He comes from Team Alpha Male. Wrestlers. So this, to me, to make your product more legit, it's not working. I get the names there, but the thing to elevate your very niche sport isn't. So to me, that part is where I think they missed it. Chris Libby makes sense, but again, he doesn't have the credentials to make it legit, and it's kind of tough. I mean, you would have to get like an Anderson Silva, you know, or a Vitor Belfort.
Yeah, or with like a JDS or Overeem went.
JDS, who for the longest time was known for his hands. Yeah.
A former champion.
Yeah, and a former champion. See, you need someone like that. When you're getting Paige Van Zandt, Chad Mendes, who have a wrestling background, I don't know how it helps that very niche sport, win or loss in their matches, because they were known for something else. It's the same thing when Ben Askren challenged Jake Paul. It didn't even really make. I mean, when the hell has anyone ever said Ben Askren throw hands? You know,
great hands.
Yeah, but despite all that, I think it is going to bring more eyes to bare knuckle boxing.
I want to see it, actually.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part. I legit want to see how he does,
especially who's going to fight, too.
And who he's going to fight. Yeah, so they did it right. I just feel it's not the home run that I think they were hoping.
But they're still in the conversation. People are still talking about bare knuckle, which is kind of weird. So do you think it would really take a former UFC champion to sign with him to now it's gonna be?
And I think it has to be a champion that is known for its striking.
But then who's gonna do it though? It's like
that's the hard part.
We saw what Tyron Woodley and Hector Lombard kind of go face off last time.
I want to see that fight too, though.
Hector Lombard.
But Hector Lombard was not known for. I mean, he has incredible highlight reels of his stand-up, but again, the guy is known for being a grappler.
Tyron Woodley.
No, Hector Lombard
Hector Lombard knocked some dudes out in Bellator.
No, yeah, I know that, but his background's grappling. Yeah. It's not boxing, you know. So that's kind of weird too.
Yeah.
Even though I would never in my life tell that to Hector. Hector Lombard, you watching this, man? You're the greatest, bro. You are the greatest, bro.
So yeah, it's funny. I think it's weird. I was really taken aback by it, but maybe it's just they're getting more and bigger names now. And if there's another option for fighters to get paid afterwards, I'm all for it. Go get paid, but maybe don't look at bare knuckle. Maybe like Scott Coker. You didn't talk about maybe getting Pitbull versus Chad Mendes.
Seriously,
I want to watch that.
I feel
Scott Coker, where you at?
I feel Bellator would have gotten a better choice for Chad Mendes. I mean, it would help them out a lot more, I think.
Yeah, so. And then or AJ McKee now. Come on, man. Come on.
You need contenders.
Come on. All right, that's it for round number 3. We're going to take a small break into the championship rounds, and we're going to talk about what's going on with NXT, and could it be the end of this third brand for WWE?
Ooh.
Don't go anywhere. It's coming up next.
5-round MMA.
Welcome back. Time to enter the championship rounds. Another day of cuts from WWE.
I feel like every week we have a release segment.
Yeah, but this one was specifically all NXT talent. They released about a dozen NXT wrestlers. The biggest one being Bronson Reed, who was just the North American Championship, who was just auditioning or doing dark matches for the main roster. So it was him and Karrion Kross doing multiple ones. It was pretty much any day now Bronson Reed was going to debut on the main roster. So we thought.
Yeah.
He's gone. Bobby Fish is gone. Undisputed Era is really gone now in NXT. Leon Ruff, who pulled that surprise win off of Johnny Gargano. Super small dude, but charismatic enough, like a Rich Swann, 1.5.
Yeah.
And this one hurts a little because we are SoCal natives. Tyler Rust, who we've seen back.
Oh yeah, Ryan Taylor
in the local scene.
We've seen him since day one.
Day one, pretty much. Jake Atlas, and the other big name is Mercedes Martinez. Sorry. Rumor going around, Albert, is that the prior cuts for the WWE on the main roster have been financially driven.
Yeah.
Like, we can't, it doesn't make sense to have all these wrestlers on here. And you know what, we're going to, for money wise, we're going to release these contracts. It's too big. Supposedly, I read online, I forgot what dirt sheet, I'm sorry, I should have given credit for it, but that these NXT cuts were specifically creative driven. That we have nothing for them creatively, that they probably won't do much NXT and won't do much on the main roster if they're
I was about to say, well, I mean, like, Tyler Rust was just in a
Diamond Mine,
the latest stable.
Yeah.
Bronson just won the title. You know what I'm saying? So Bobby Fish is part of the biggest stable ever in NXT. So for them to say that There was no creative purpose for them. I find it kind of weird. I think it's the other part you said where NXT is not going to be taken serious as a brand anymore.
We'll get to the next round. Real quick reaction to these thoughts.
But honestly, as a fan, it's tough to say this, but it's cuts that, in all honesty, is fine. Because at the end of the day, WWE is looking for mega stars. You know what I'm saying? They're just not trying to fill up the roster. They can fill up the roster by closing their eyes and picking out a talent. Mm-hmm. They can fill them easily, right? They're in a position where they need mega stars to carry the brands right now, right? They need people to compete with the Romans. They need people to compete with someone to replace Mysterio, someone to replace John Cena. They're looking for those type of guys.
Yes, it even said that too.
And in all honesty, and I mean this with all due respect, Bronson Reed was not that guy. He's a phenomenal talent. I think he will sell out indie shows, but to say that he was on the brink of mega stardom, I don't know. So I'm not Bobby Fish, same thing. He's probably one of the hottest stable ever to be in NXT. But at the end of the day,
but he was always hurt too.
Yeah, and he was always hurt. But at the end of the day, bro, they need mega stars.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, John Cena, for once, I think tweeted out something that I was 100% for. He tweeted out something like, if they keep investing in these old established stars, they're going to get stale. They need, pretty much you got to invest in these young guys.
Yeah.
So you got to find the ones that have that little spark of something, and you got to give them a shot. Because now it's starting to see that he's willing to give no shots right now. Unless it's the all package already given to him.
Well, now we're seeing now that remember back in, I think it started in 2016, 17, where they just signed up everybody. Everybody signed up.
Yeah.
There's a rumor.
Well, they're the only playing field.
And then also when AEW announced, sign them all up, and they realized, okay, more than half of everybody who we have under contract is sitting around doing nothing, just working out at the Performance Center, not even getting time on NXT. And they thought, okay, well, would you rather have a bloated roster or a core roster of guys you can work with, of men and women you can work with and build up? And to your point, there's always been two types of wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling. There's ones who are stars within the world of professional wrestling, Chris Jericho's, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, maybe even Undertaker, who are megastars within the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Up to a certain point, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Jerry Lawler, Rock and Roll Express, megastars in the world of professional wrestling. But those rare ones, those super rare ones,
The Rock,
who cross over to the pop culture, Rock, Stone Cold, John Cena, Hogan, Macho Man. And Ric Flair now in his older age, but when Ric Flair was wrestling,
he wasn't in that level.
Now that's like 6 in the history of wrestling. That's what WWE needs. They need that one who can cross over, who can go on Good Morning America, who can go on NBC Today and do all that stuff and be that promotional stuff, because it's a world brand. And to say that Bray Wyatt or Bronson Reed or Bobby Fish can do that, I don't see it. It's that star power. So, I mean, do you want Bronson Reed just there as a player, or you want him as a big impact player? And now with this thing too, now what does this do for AEW? Now they have they can't be expected, nor should they sign everybody who's being released. So it's like, what do they do now? Because it's almost like W's like, here, take all this talent. Yeah. Let's see what you guys can do with it.
Swell up and then see how you guys handle it. I will say this though.
And now if they don't sign him, they're the bad guy. AEW needs to sign Bronson Reed. They're stupid.
Yeah.
It's like turning that chatter against him now. It's almost like this weird kind of play that WWE's doing.
Yeah, maybe they're playing chess, bro. But I will say this, though. If you're on Raw, or I should just say, if you're on the main roster, and then you hear that Bray Wyatt was released, I don't know how that doesn't tell you, okay, you know what? Maybe my job's not safe no more, and maybe it's time for me to step it up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with these NXT guys. I'm pretty sure hearing Bronson Reed being like, dude, he's probably the best worker we had out there. You release? I don't know how anyone in NXT doesn't say, you know what? I got to shoot for the stars, or I got to go. I mean, in a way, this is helping out the WWE by, I mean, I don't know, anybody in that roster doesn't be like, you know what, bro? Fine. If they don't release me, they don't release me. But I'm a fucking. I just dropped that part. Sorry, but I'm just gonna go out there and make myself marketable. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost going back to the old days where it's no guaranteed contracts. And you gotta put. It's like every person for themselves. But you gotta put yourself over.
But look at what happens when something like this happens. You get the Stone Colds. You know what I'm saying? You get the Rocks. You get these guys that get pushed to a corner, and for some reason, some guys just rise out of there, and you get these megastars. Because let's keep it real. Stone Cold had to get pushed to that position. The Rock had to get put to that position. Those type of guys. I mean, sometimes you just need to wake them up, and it may hopefully. Somebody from already in the main roster or somebody in NXT says, you know what, it's my time to shine. I don't care how I go out, but I'm gonna go out the way I want. So
yeah, we'll see what. Best of luck to all of them. Obviously, they shouldn't have an issue finding jobs. They're all super talented, so we'll probably see more of them. Maybe this will bolster Impact. This will get NWA, MLW, because they'll get a lot of talent out there. Maybe they see something in Bronson Reed or Tyler Russ where they could elevate them more. And then obviously, at the end of the day, they're all going to come back.
Somehow they're rotate in.
They'll rotate in, rotate out, which is kind of it'll keep everything fresh. So that's it for round number 4. We got one more round coming up next. We're going to talk about the future of NXT. What this means, the rumors going around online saying it's no longer what it was, and it might be something different going forward. Coming up next.
5-round MMA.
Welcome back. 5th and final round. We're continuing our conversation about NXT. So rumor is, after following these mass cuts of 12 or so NXT roster superstars, that there is a strong possibility that NXT is going to be rebranded or just kind of start from scratch with a new logo, maybe something different to focus more on even younger talent and kind of go from there, whether it be back to being a third brand or even just back to being developmental and maybe even back on Peacock Network primarily, and not even thought of as a third brand. Your thoughts on this? Why do you think they should completely go back to being developmental or keep it as a third brand possible?
I honestly think they should go back to keeping it developmental and being strictly on the Peacock Network. At the end of the day, the more I thought about it, some of these guys, most of these guys, what do they have to develop? They're stars in their own right.
Well, that was the thing when they kept signing Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, like development, like Finn Balor. They don't need any development at all.
But see, all those guys you just list, they didn't even do that much time. Because they knew.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, okay.
Bobby Roode.
They did a splash, and guess what? We're bringing you up already. But that's because they didn't need to be developed. But then you got guys like Enzo and what was his partner's name? Cassie.
Big Cass.
Big Cass. Like those guys need to be developed. I mean, they didn't turn out the way they wanted. But you had two guys that were kind of green, but needed to develop and needed some time to then showcase them in the main roster. Those guys I understand. You know, there's no way you throw those guys in the main roster. So that's why the development system kind of works. If you got a guy that you see potential, like the guy they just picked up, the one that they keep saying comparing him to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but it's like Brock too.
I don't know, Baby Brock.
Baby Brock, yeah.
That guy, that's a guy that, you know what? I see something there, and I'm not willing to risk another company taking him. I kind of want to mold him and keep him because I think there's something there.
Yeah.
But where are you going to put him? That's where the development. I feel like that's the realm they need to take. And then, in all honesty, the more I think about it, to all these there's so many companies, MLW with Impact, NWA. Why not let them develop your talent?
Like they used to.
Yeah, throw them out there. When you see the Shinsuke Nakamura's rise to the top, come on, dude, I got some money. Come to the big boys.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. Why?
That's how Vince McMahon made his. That's how the WWE was made.
Why are you gonna pay?
He poached all the talent from everywhere else.
Why are you gonna pay top dollar and then have these guys in NXT when if you're paying them top dollar, they should be on USA and Fox.
And then when they get hurt, you got to fit the bill, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Have them go like as a developer,
exactly.
and then like they used to.
Yeah,
like they used to.
So it makes perfect sense for me to just make it back to the development because again. All the guys you see up there in that banner should be on the main roster. There's nothing to develop there. There is zero to develop there. Those are main roster guys, right? They legit just need to find like the baby Brocks, whatever, keep them, and develop them.
Yeah, I think it's funny. People are reporting online to the moment the NXT jumped the shark, and it's when they decided to go on USC Network to quote unquote compete with AEW, and it was
Which I thought that was stupid.
Complete failure. I mean, if it was NXT from 2 or 3 years prior, it probably would have been. If they had like Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, then it probably wouldn't have been no contest at all. NXT would have won, but it wasn't. You had the carry. It was kind of they had NXT go up against AEW when they were still in the middle of developing their stars. Karrion Kross, I mean Johnny Gargano was there. It was like really towards the end of Adam Cole's run and Undisputed Era.
Yeah,
they caught the tail end of that on the USC Network, so it wasn't obviously not a success at all. Now, do you think maybe Vince kind of sees that as a failure and says, you know what?
I think 100% sees it as a failure.
Now we're forced to move to Tuesdays because it was too embarrassing.
Yeah, I that's the hard truth that someone, I'm not saying it was Triple H, but someone said we can do exactly what they can do. But then when I saw the numbers, you clearly can't do what they can do. So why am I going to even invest for lower numbers when someone's already doing that better?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. So I can see them cutting their losses. And again, Peacock has a huge deal with WWE. So I think they would more than welcome a show that's exclusive to their app that does the numbers that NXT does.
Yeah.
Any app-based network out there will love the numbers that NXT does as far as ratings.
And I'm sure USA could just put in some rerun show and get the same amount of views. Right? They could put like a Chrisley Knows Best or some other random show, and they'll get the same, or Law and Order, and they'll get the same numbers.
Law and Order, Wisconsin or whatever.
Yeah, so they'll get the same numbers. I mean, I don't know. I think there is some usage for a developmental channel, but I like your theory now of just go to MLW, go to Impact, go to NWA.
I'll pick you up once you
Now it's so much easier. We could just literally watch New Japan and see what's going on there, as opposed to waiting for the tapes to come out or hoping to see from magazine articles or sending a scout out there. No, I'll just go turn on New Japan app and watch the matches. I want him. I want her, and there we go.
Yep.
Vince McMahon made the WWE was made off the sweat and tears of other companies, right? So why change that?
Why change a good
philosophy?
Thing?
Just to have, and then you know what, Jungle Boy, I like that. Come here and get some of this WWE merchandise.
You know what, MJF, I like what you're doing now.
Now
come play with the big.
Let's see what the WWE can do with you. So we'll see. It's still an exciting time for a wrestling fan, and obviously getting these people released is very bad. It sucks, but then it's also like they can go and show their showcase now and no longer be under their corporate WWE umbrella. So yeah, it's the future is exciting and so much questions, which again, it's going to keep us swerving, bro. Every fan wants to be swerved, whether they like it or not.
It's true.
We want to be swerved, so keep the swerves coming. That's it for this week's show. Thank you all for tuning in this week. Again, keep up to date with us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at 5Round MMA. It's FIVE Round MMA. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, turn on notifications, and leave a comment. Leave a star rating too on our Apple Podcast page. I really appreciate it. And of course, please visit and buy yourself some great products at foxhoundfuel.com. Get one of or all three of their pre-workout, during workout, and post-workout hydration formulas. That's Foxhound Fuel. Use promo code 5MMA for 25% off your order. Train hard, stay sharp with Foxhound Fuel. And of course, go to wildbar.co. Get yourself some natural paleo, vegan, no refined sugars, non-GMO, gluten-free, nutrient-dense bars at wildbar.co and use promo code 5Round MMA 15 for 15% off your order. Big thank you to both of them, and a big thank you to all of you for tuning in this week. Albert, what do you got?
I just want to say I don't want to leave this episode without talking about action figures. Real quick, I clearly I know you don't know this, Alex, but Power Rangers did a collab with Ninja Turtles under the Hasbro umbrella.
Okay.
So they made Power Ranger Ninja Turtles, bro. And they're coming out next year.
Can I see a photograph of this?
I'll show you. I guess I'll show you off screen. The pre-order was this week. These bastards, bro, they got me hard. So they released a 2-pack. So they released first like one Ninja Turtle with someone partner, but it wasn't another turtle. So it was like Michelangelo and like April O'Neil, and then it was like Donatello and Tommy, who they made him a Foot Clan guy. And then so those bastards switch, but they didn't tell me that they're coming out every single day, and they're $50 a pop. And guess what? I ordered the first one because I got excited. Saw that sold out the first day. So I couldn't take the risk when they released the next one the next day. So then I bought that one. And then and then I got to a point where I got all 3 turtles. I'm not going to not let the 4 turtle go away from me. These guys took $200 from me in 1 week.
Just like that.
Wow. But man, that was some good marketing, bro, because they had me hyped up.
What a mark.
Yeah, they really got me on that one. But 2 of the most perfect collaborations.
Well, when they come in, they let us know.
Yeah,
right?
no, for sure. I'm going to show those guys off. If I'm dropping that much coinage, I'm going to show them off.
Show them off to the world. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for tuning in.